Hey y'all, it's MJ from Ultra Love. How are you? So I have a couple, I guess, announcements, but it's not really announcements. It's basically just as I'm preparing to go live, I'm having a recall of one of you posting on one of my very early videos that I probably produced back in like 2013, 2014. And I was doing like recipes, fun, just food that I eat as like a lifelong veggie and vegan. And then one of you commented on one of those old videos saying, hey, why don't you do another video of the stews that you make? Because this person, we have like noodle shares basically. And I often communicate the fact that I make stews. I make stews a lot in the winter and I make salads a lot in the summertime. So, a special announcement. All to Love TV. Brenda! Woo woo! Well, here's a daily live, and then we have a live share shortly thereafter. So, I feel like I'll get back into that. So let me guys know what you think about that. So that's me creating, it wouldn't be live, although I could probably do live shares of me cooking up a feast. I'm not a chef though, and I'm not a nutritionist. I just put food together, as in like throw a bunch of veg in a pot. And then one thing that I want expanded, it's all obviously relevant to the Be the Change online courses and like the Ultra Love lifestyle piece. But like, for example, this morning, hola, divine sight. So this morning I've made like almost like a tincture or whatever. What up, my lover? Cara. So this is, some of you guys know I do drink sparkling water or plain water, but oh my god. Like, oh, you're so clever, MJ. I drink water. I don't know if you guys drink water, but this thing called water, I drink it. Anywho, the point is that I've recently gone into making my own cordials. If you know what cordials are, they like add flavor to water. And and my most recent cordial creation is basically I like pre-chop up whole chunks of ginger to put in my smoothies. And then with the offshoots of the ginger, before just like throwing them in the compost, I put them in a jar and add boiling water. So the boiling water kind of like extracts the spicy ginger flavor. But there's quite a lot. There's quite a substantial amount of ginger offshoots in this cup. And then, so for example, I put overnight, the ginger stuff that's like been brewing in the hot water. This is basically that with a little bit of agave and lemon juice. And then basically to extract all the goodness from the lemon that I squeezed this morning, I put the lemon in. I love this ginger idea. Yes, ginger. I'm just calling Brenda Ginger. Yes, Ginger. Yes, Ginger. And then this morning, so I squeeze the lemon and then put the lemon rind and basically do like another creation with the same offshoot. So there's still like spicy kind of lemon water, and then I put the whole, like half the lemon in with the ginger offshoots, added more hot water, and then I've added in agave, and then it just creates my morning water is a little bit frisky, fresh, a little bit spicy as well. Cara, I'm completely in alignment with what you just said, by the way. Cara just wrote, my motto is, my body craves what my body needs. I hear you. I feel that. That to me feels into like intuitive eating. I basically just eat what my body desires. And there's this deep trust in the body I feel that's developing, FYI sidestep to like today's share. These deeper layers of trust, these deeper, and oh, and like this is an insight. I was watching some Adrienne Elise this morning. I think it was day 8 of the 21 days of presence, which I would highly recommend. She does like a meditation, and it's kind of like a nice thing to do every morning or every evening or whenever you get a chance to sit down with her. But so something she said about like the depths that we've been in and like the amount of clearing and blah blah, and I know for some of us it's a bit like when the F, like when are we gonna get to the party, Jesus, my savior. Just respect. um so she was saying something, and then it biofeedback to me was like another angle of all this where I'm like, oh, like here I am thinking like, oh, this is what I'm sorting out, this is what I'm like healing within me. And then this other part of me was like, oh, I don't even realize like half the stuff that I'm healing just by resting a lot, by showing up how I choose and consciously desire, and the inner noodlings that are going on as far as keeping my mind positive regardless of circumstances, and like just basically all the stuff that we've shared and been talking about here for months, if not years. And you don't even realize like you're quite anchored in the work, and you forget that other people are not. Basically, you forget that other people are still heavily attached to the external. I mean, I love the external reality that we're all here to play in and create together. I don't validate my own existence based off of it. Although one could as well. So you guys, blah blah blue blue. I am doing us a little reading. I'm sharing my deeper insights with the live share crew, which is later today. Live share crew, FYI, if you're new here, is like a monthly paid group where people get access to weekly private videos where I share like this, but it's a little bit more focused because it's like a group that invest in being there basically. And it's a tiered thing because I absolutely recognize that we're all flowing with a different level of cash flow. So you can sign up to Live Share Crew for as little as £3.33 a month. And then you can also give £22 a month. So if you value the work that we do here and the shares and stuff, then so go sign up, you guys. Go sign up. Otherwise, the daily live ding ding these I'll continue to share, and my energy updates when I'm guided to. So I'm back on it. I've had kind of like a cool, like just like a nice weekend off, and then I'm back in the writing today. So I'll be completing week 5 is my intention, and completing week 5 of Unplug for Freedom. I think I'm looking at doing a talk in Bali this summer. Okay, my lovers. Ace of Pentacles. This is just for today. This is December something or other. What is the date today? December 8th? No. 9th, I think. Yeah, definitely. So it's a big week, actually. There's probably some major astrological shifts happening just based on the fact that I'm aware that there's like some kind of election happening here in the UK. You can feel the energies like mounting. People like pulling people in, and but it's very bizarre from this perspective as well. Yeah, for sure. And the feathers are still on the altar as well. It's all love, you know that. So let's get to the reading. These don't have to be really terribly fixed on time commitments. But we'll take it. We'll take it for what it is. A lot of new beginning energies. You guys that have been kind of here known that there've been a lot of major arcana. That's still the case today. There's healing grief, healing and grieving from some heartache energy for some of you, but you are coming out of a pretty major shift in the heart space. It does have to do with romantic union energy, but by the cards, I'd say you are effectively grieving and thus inviting new relationships which are more equal. The Temperance card is here in the reverse with the Chariot. So this is a bit of a, again, this is just intuitive vibrashe. But the Ace of Wands is here. I feel like some of you are starting to get kind of fired up by some kind of new beginning. There could be a new flirtation, or there could be, I get a sense of a bit of a project. But then what I'm feeling as well is that like the project could be intertwined with a romance of sorts. And there is this new beginning. I feel like the cards are wanting to remind us to stay grounded in excitement. I feel like the Temperance in reverse next to the Chariot here. The Chariot is moving slow, but then this new beginning, this Ace of Wands is like an excitement. There's like a real like, and we all know this often, like just like we don't necessarily want to make important decisions when we're like in the shits. It's sort of similar when we're on any extreme end of the stick. So similarly, if we're like super duper excited and happy and in that high threshold of our feeling state, that is also similarly not often the best time to make decisions. Like we're wanting to make, especially long-standing decisions or decisions that impact our lives, which the Fool absolutely would impact our lives. I am too, Cara. That's why I'm learning. And because I think back to the couple of years when I had investment for Ultra Love, and I was working with a financial advisor and like sales and marketing expert, and yeah, whenever I made decisions out of excitement, it also went down the poo-poo drain. It's not about excitement like in the heart, it's more about the egoic excitement that kind of lifts us off the ground and triggers our it's a weird one because it's like the excitement that is on the other end of an egoic bass tone, like a false sense of security, a false sense of validation, a false sense of worthiness gets triggered, and then we're like, yeah. Does that make sense? That's a subtle, that these are things that come up within me when they come up because I can't see them otherwise, right? I get that a lot around like just my own personal creations where I'm constantly having to feed back to self of like, is this truly my integrity or is this a social condition? Is this an egoic program? Blah, blah. But regardless, the cards are definitely like, stay grounded, stay present, stay in the temperance mode, basically. Let the Chariot move you forward. The Chariot is wanting to move kind of slowly. And I think that's quite right. Yo, MC, how are you? And then the Fool card, it feels like you've been, because maybe you've been manifesting more equal partnerships or equal situations in your reality, then there's like another leap. So I feel this came up again yesterday. I feel y'all something, there's for a lot of us or a lot of the energy collective here, there really is still this sort of unexpected, like be prepared and be ready. Could be more better. MC, legit. I think we're all always in that, or not always, but like, yeah, that's a space that we're allowed to sit in. You know, things could improve. Yeah, for sure. Anyway, big hugs for you, my friend. Big hugs. Virtual hugs, virtual hug. I'm just um, still drinking my cordial. And then did I even finish that thought? But like the point is, here on this channel I will endeavor to do little cooking videos, and I'll share like just more brief, like I'll share the actual process. I just started to get into this a little bit more like a year and a bit ago when I was doing actual editing vlogs for you guys that had like lifestyle tips, basically, like all to love lifestyle tips that basically just come from my own intuition of like not wanting to be wasteful, or like, yeah, using prime ingredients for things. I am slowly learning herbs and like flower essences and herbs and spices, basically. Like I recently got some cinnamon essential oil and have put that in my sweet almond oil. I figure like approach to winter, like switch it up a little bit. So I've currently am using like an oil that has cinnamon and patchouli in it, and it's like super warming on the skin, and it's kind of a different flavor to smell. And then I also have a rose. I think I've shown you guys this as well. Holy heck, am I ever great at sidetracking? So this tincture I use usually just for my face and neck, but it's rose essential oil. And there was a point, I think I'm still waiting for it, or I just forgot to buy it. But like if you had maybe like, I want to say sort of skin acne or something, you could use like neem oil maybe, and like, or if you noticed you had like little spots, you could put like rose and lemon or something like that, like to, because just the different advantages that you, plus the smells, and like, sorry, I don't mean to be like rude or whatever, but I don't think it's rude because it's just the body. But rose is meant to be like a feminine, like it just smells so like lovely and pretty. And then depending on like if I'm using this and where I'm at in my shower sequence, sometimes I'll like rub it on my chesticles and like and like rose. Ooh. Sorry guys, I just self-love, self-care. I'm not saying any of this as like oh, Q10. What's Q10? That's like heavy duty, isn't it? It's like a really heavy duty. And that's fantastic. Thank you. I know it's not rude, but I'm, you know, especially I think because I'm doing all this unplugged research stuff, I'm so aware of how our bodies have been objectified and sexualized. And I'm aware it could be taken that. I'm like, I'm not trying to do it very well. Thank Lakshmi knows. Breast massage is very wellness oriented. Exactly. Legit. Girls, hook it up. It's just that we're not doing it for the sexual anti-wrinkle cream. Hook me up with some of that, MC. Although I'm pretty sure I do know. I'm thinking Q10 is similar to like E45, but I could be completely wrong. I can definitely see Q10. And there's another one called Bio Oil that I've heard of that is meant to be good for, but again, I think you can make all of your own. Because when I read up on, well, even just this thing, which I don't even know how I came to this, but it was clearly meant, it just stumbled into my bag. I'm like, how do I have this? But when you read all these, it's like some of them are specific for, you know, anti-aging and sun protection, and some of them have specific things like, yeah, insect bites, and then insect repellent. So like if I was going somewhere tropical, for example, I could easily make like a lemon and lemongrass tincture, and then I'd wear that like after my evening shower, and that would be like a insect repellent lemongrass, right? And then insect bites, yellow marigold. And then, but there were some of them that I thought was really cool, where like some of these were actually meant to be really good for acne care, and some of them were even like getting rid of scars, like scars, and God, you know, chamomile oil for depression, acne scars down here. Eucalyptus oil for skincare. Oh yeah, this is what I thought was interesting. Weird. I don't know why, but I just thought that. I guess I wasn't expecting to see it, but there's like, so frankincense oil down here. I'm sure one of you, I think it might be Divine Sight, uses frankincense oil. Remove stretch marks. Rose is also good for depression. Yeah, so I think getting back into like the natural medicinal benefit of herbs and spices and flower essences, not to mention just the feel good properties of them. Vitamin E is meant to be really good, yes. Mm. Vitamin E and I think C are just, really good for the. Anyway, I'm learning as I go and having a lot of fun as I go as well. So my newest batches are cinnamon, lemon, and rose. On frankincense kills cancer on contact. So there you go. Like, all the. And you think about where, anyway, this is just the corruption angle of like people being kind of removed from, because I mean, in essence, this is where pharmaceuticals comes from, right? We just got disconnected from our connection to it, and I think this is what a lot of us are like, intuitively, certainly my field, intuitively. I never imagined myself like making these things, but I prefer it. I like, just like I like to know what I'm eating, I like to know what I'm putting on my skin. My hair is a bit different. I still just use like the normal store-bought stuff. And I'm really, really debating dyeing my hair. OMG. Like, but oh, hi. If you're new to MJ's channel, she blabs on for England. Eucalyptus oil in a hot bath. And also, eucalyptus is one of those. Oh, no, wait. Is it? No. Echinacea. Echinacea is the one that we can take for if you're feeling a bit poo-poo mucus. Poo-poo mucus and low vibrashe. You can take the eucalyptus and the vitamin C. Should we get back to the reading, my lovers? Is this group noodle? No, Mary. But yes, it is. I'll be doing our little crew shortly, basically. I'll be sending all y'all lovers an email. I love the MJ-isms. Thanks, Brenda. Sorry, off topic. No, you're right. You're bang on. You're bang on topic. Of my parts. Sure. Oh, that's a super fun time, but also not giving out us. Okay, so there is some heartache energy for some of you who resonate here, and possibly like the end of a relationship. The grieving process is actually help elevating you to bring in equal partnerships and equal relationships. Yeah. Well, yeah, and that makes perfect sense, doesn't it? So then, so heartache, grieving, lifting you up to bring better harmony and equal give and take in our relationships. That's really important, obviously, for us to feel supported. Remember, the additional layer here was like, make sure we're staying grounded, especially if there's some excitement and passion that kind of lifts us out of our body a little bit. Then just make sure you're staying mega grounded. And then and the reason I'm like, unexpected, is that I don't think you're seeing it, because the Four of Cups is here. And then, so like in front of you with the Four of Cups, so above you, there's this creative divine inspiration, which I feel like this is probably running on from stuff that you've been working on or are anchored in already. But it is an uptake. It's like a surge of new energy that you're now feeling or wanting to work with. There's a new opportunity to kind of jump in the Fool. What up, Violet Melon? How are you? So I'm picking on this card basically, but the point is, you might still be energetically in this kind of grieving process, or I'm looking at here, like, and looking down at those three cups and feeling a bit forlorn. At the same time, above you, there's this creative inspiration, behind you, there's all these pentacles coming in, new pentacles, this has to do with your new life, as it were. And then there's like a new beginning. But I feel like the next Fool card energy for you is actually like, you're not, this sounds so weird, but this is what I'm getting. I feel like some of you might stumble into it. Like you're a bit, and like before you know it, you're a fool again. You've jumped off another cliff. You've, at the same time, you've got inspiration, you've got pentacles of support coming in, and you've got the love offer. This is a bit of a side note, but there's a strong intuition coming in about some of you attracting like a loving partnership. There's a deeper understanding as you break into your freedom. There's definitely some grief going on for anyone who's resonating here. There's definitely some grieving going on. And obviously that heartache energy is there. But when the sorrow comes up and the 5, this signals to me heavy duty grieving, profound heartbreak, heartache energy, and also potentially actual loss. So for some of you, you've maybe actually lost someone close to you, dear to you, someone who's left. And then what I was saying was that the new energy and the 4 of Cups, so this 4 of Cups with this, all the aces around it and the Fool, some of you, I feel like you're gonna kind of be almost like that bumbling British energy, but like stumbling into some kind of new beginning. And like the rabbit hole, like, rah, suddenly you're falling and you're in this new beginning energy, but it's supported by cosmic creativity, it's supported by new resources, but big resources, new resources on another level. Because you've got support in as far as the relationships are equal now. It's all give and take. You're doing the healing around the grieving, the sorrow that you're potentially feeling from these heartache situations. And then you're being called to participate again via your connection to existence itself. The only other advice coming through is to basically let go of the burden and go with the flow. I mean, we could be getting these cards over and over again, but this is just what we're getting, you know? Live in the moment, let go of the burden. Yeah, there's and I do get that. I get that quite strongly with this reading and integration. And then I was saying this, but it's like I feel that some of you are attracting in that kind of divine partner in regard to this energy of the Fool, the Pentacle, the Ace of Wands, and the 4 of Cups. This feels to me like a working partnership, like something that this energy comes in. You both are conscious creators. You're both in this kind of foolish new beginning energy, and it just works. Whoever this person is that's wanting to give you this cup, this 4th cup, it blindsides you. You don't expect it whatsoever, but then the two of you kind of fall off this cliff together, if that makes sense. Like this like union, and then and like part of the kind of creative connection is the fact that you're beginning something rather astounding together. But there is a lot of love, mainly because it's 2 conscious creators, and then both undergoing this sort of integration. The integration is ultimately what helps you offload the burden. Again, it's a little bit one in the same. We've talked about this before. You can't be doing both. So if you're carrying the burden, you're not in the moment. If you're carrying the burden, you're not going with the flow. So in this integration process, go easy on yourself, rest as much as possible, take good care of yourself. Yeah, go with the flow. That feeling of flow, that feeling of moment to moment presence ultimately is the relief and the release of the burden. A lot of new energy coming in. Big hugs. My heart goes out to those of you who are resonating with the heartbreak energy here around maybe the end of a relationship or lost love. But the grieving process is ultimately integrating more wholeness within, that's bringing in and or calling in relationships that are more equanimous, i.e. Equal, give and take. They're supporting you. They're actually lifting you up to higher levels. And this is really good for some of you. You might meet another potential lover, and also I get that this is not just love, but this is somebody that's creatively inclined, that the creative fusion of your life, passion, and love are birthing this new magical big pentacle. It's big money coming in kind of thing. That's what I'm feeling. Happy days, you guys. Have a great day. Thank you as always for being here. Live share crew, I'll be seeing all your lovers very soon. I love you guys. Have a great day. Thanks for being here. Peace out.